everyone, welcome to Tuesday's Art Club with me, Minty B. Hope we're all keeping well in these strange times. Literally every communication has to start with that now, doesn't it? It's like obligatory. How you doing? Hey, are we all okay in this strange time? Anyway, I diverge. Which is it? What is the word? Is it diverge? What are you dressed as? As per usual, this is pre-recorded. Scoot! This is pre-recorded, so you can press pause at any time. For today's art club, you will need drawing materials and paper. You can just have a pen and pencil or a piece of paper, as per usual. I will be using a range of colours. I think I've got oil pastels, but you can use oil pastels, Sharpies, pencil crayons, whatevs. So you need colours, you need paper, and additionally, if you want, you can have a nice background piece of paper in a nice bright colour or plain, or you can use some white or pale paint, which will look very cool. Not compulsory, I'll talk you through it, don't worry. How many hats? How many hats does one child fit on their head? Today's art club is inspired by the phenomenal, the awesome Grayson Perry, who I'm pretty sure is starting his own teleseries this week and his own art club. So if you don't know Grayson, check it out. Amazing artist. Parents, if you do any kind of Googling or background research with your kids for this artist, please be mindful his work is not always appropriate. So you might want to vet it first rather than let them go nuts on Google. Here's a page from his sketchbooks that's mostly suitable, I think. So really vibrant, scribbly, gorgeous stuff from Grayson, and he's my inspiration for today's art club. So get your drawing materials ready and let's go. So with Grayson's scribbly style in mind, we are going to do a self-portrait of sorts. Don't panic, we're not going to draw faces or anything like that. We're going to do like almost a pictorial and a text-based self-portrait. So we are going to fill our piece of paper with stuff that represents us. So let's get going. I'm going to ask you some questions now and you're going to respond to them on your piece of paper. First question. If I asked someone who knew you really, really well, maybe it's your mum or your dad or your son or your daughter or your best mate, how would they describe you in 3 words? What words do you think they'd pick? I'm gonna go with ginger. I'm going to turn my piece of paper around because we don't want it to look all orderly and boring. Not. I'm going to go with maybe a little bit weird. And I'm going to go, I guess, with arty. So the first part of my self-portrait of sorts is those 3 words. You can scribble them, you can do bubble writing, you might want to take your time and do some really funky block text work if you're a bit graphic, but if you just want to write them quickly like I have, that's okay too. All done that? Good. The second thing I'm going to ask you is, how would you describe yourself in 3 words? But stop, hold on. Don't want you to write those words this time. I want you to think of something that would represent them. So I would probably choose for myself chatty. So for that I might draw a mouth. I've chosen a different colour because I want to mix things up a bit. I'm going to colour that in. So I've done a mouth. I would also describe myself as an animal lover. Do you remember the cats we did on that very first art club video? I'm going to revisit that. I'm going to draw a very quick cat. I would also describe myself as a bit chaotic. How can I symbolise chaotic? Well, how about just getting a few colours and doing a few big old scribbles. Ha! Chaotic, why not? The next thing we're going to put on our paper is something to represent our hobbies, okay? I am going to do a big paintbrush, obviously for art. I'm going to draw some music notes because I do love listening to and playing music. And again, I keep turning my paper, doing them at all different kinds of angles. I've got some music notes there. It's not meant to look pretty, don't worry about it. And obviously I'm going super fast because of this video. Juggling! I'm learning to juggle. I don't know if it officially counts as a hobby because I can't actually do it properly yet, but I'm getting there. So I'm going to do some big juggling balls. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! Shh. So I'm going to take some time now and fill my paper with words and colours and scribbles that represent me. That's my spin on it. If you want to really take your time and just fill it with gorgeous detailed pencil drawings, that's fine. If you want to have a go at a self-portrait of your face or your family on it, that's fine. As always, there's really no rules here. Take it in whatever direction you want to go. You can do the whole thing as words, bubble writing. You can do the whole thing as pictures. Do you know what? If you've got really little ones, let them just fill a piece of paper up with scribbles. It's still them, it still represents them. And for the next bit, you are actually going to create a really lovely piece of artwork out of it. So I'll come back to you in a minute when my page is nice and full. You can see what I mean, and then we'll do the next bit. As you are. So here is my page full of weird and wonderful and very messy scribbles, all representing different things about me. If you're naturally quite neat and not chaotic like me, and you find that your paper has gaps and the symbols and the drawings or the words on it are quite spaced out and well ordered, that's fine. I want you to take 5 minutes to really have a look at your work and fill any gaps with squiggly lines or just with dots. That's what I did. I went around with a big white marker pen and filled any gaps with lots of little dots. But you want a nice full page of stuff all about you. Now the next part is you're going to turn this into a vase, Grayson Perry style, a 2D vase, not an actual vase. And a good way to do that is to take a piece of paper, mine just happens to be purple because it was handy, it doesn't have to be. Take a piece of paper or card exactly the same size as your page that's filled with all your self-portrait-y scribbly stuff. Fold it in half, long ways if you've done it long ways A4, and draw half a vase shape on it, like that. And the idea of doing it on just half is that when you cut it out, you'll have a lovely vase template to draw around. We're going to put it over the top and we're going to draw around it. Okay, so we should now have a lovely vase shape over the top of our pictorial scribbly self-portrait symbols. And there's a couple of things you can do now. The obvious one, if you don't have paints or don't want to paint, is to cut your vase out and stick it on a lovely background. If you've done more than one as a family or a household, why not have a little collaborative piece with them overlapping like a still life? Look really nice as well if you, after you'd stuck them down, you kind of went over the outlines of the vases again with a big chunky pen. That would look quite cool. So you can cut them out and stick them on a background. Beautiful, good job, well done. But what I'm going to do is get my acrylic paints out, because if you have them, this will look really cool. I want you to choose a very pale or a very dark colour might work as well actually, or a very vibrant colour, but I'm going to go with pale, and we're going to paint the negative space, which basically means when you draw a picture of something like a vase, you expect to be painting the vase, but what we call all the outside stuff, the kind of stuff that doesn't have anything in it, is negative space. Basically what I'm saying is, get your paints. I think I'm going to mix up a really pale white lemony colour, and I would like you to paint around the edge and the cover, the outside, all around the surrounding area of the vase, the negative space. Cover it with a gorgeous paint. Okay, so bear with me, because as per my usual amazing techie skills, I'm just holding holding the tablet with one hand and trying to paint with the other. So I just grabbed a few light coloured. I've ended up with a peachy skin colour, a fluorescent yellow and a white, and I am going to go around and paint. That's a bit watery, isn't it? I'm going around and paint that negative space. And I'm going to keep building on that until it's pretty much covered, and I'll come back to you when it's done. So when that's dry, I think I'm going to go around the edge again with a really chunky black medium, probably oil pastel or something like that. But yeah, go around the edges again, make that vase really pop. You can use it as quite a therapeutic exercise. Maybe you might choose to draw or even write about how you're feeling right now in these strange times. And for any kids doing this, when you report back to school about what you've been doing, you can sound well fancy. Yes, this is Teacher Lady. This week we explored negative space and the artworks of Grayson Perry with Minty's Art Club. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please send me what you create. I love to see it. It makes me feel all warm and wibbly inside. And have a fantastic week, guys. Stay home, stay safe, draw moustaches on your face, not with permanent marker. Don't want to get in any trouble from angry parents. And don't forget to check out the marvellous Grayson Perry's programme. See you soon. Oh, I don't know. Don't worry about it.